For centuries, humans have endeavored to take to the skies. Not just to experience the thrill of flight, but to see what's beyond the horizon, to reach greater heights, to better understand the world and our place in it. That relentless curiosity is precisely what propels Worldview forward. Our mission: to inspire, create, and explore new perspectives for a radically improved future. We're pioneering stratospheric exploration and bringing new insights to overcome the world's toughest challenges and seize our greatest opportunities. From safeguarding critical infrastructure to speeding data around the globe. From responding to an ever-changing environment in the here and now to partnering with other innovators on the advancements of tomorrow. Worldview's stratospheric flight technology delivers new ways of understanding the world around us and life-changing experiences around the world. Because the stronger our connections to the planet and each other, the better we can honor and protect the place we call home. So join us, and let's share in a sharper vision for a brighter future.
Good morning and welcome to the Worldview High Altitude Balloon TechRise 5 launch. We are here in Page, Arizona. It is a beautiful morning. This is our second launch attempt, as you guys know. The weather is looking pretty solid. I think you can tell just that the hair is not blowing across my face, that the wind is looking much, much better. So we're really excited to be getting your payloads readied on the gondola and ready for launch. Thank you everyone for joining here today. As I mentioned before, that gondola has 25 student payloads on it, representing students from all across the nation that have been working so hard to build these payloads, to do all of that hard work of doing the coding, of doing the mechanical integration, doing the electrical microcontroller work, and it all brings us to this big culmination and celebration, I should say, of this big day where your payloads are going to take flight. So I am joined here again by An Nguyen, who's the campaign manager for the NASA TechRise launch today. So An, it's been 2 days and we're same place, but very different weather conditions now. So I know we have a lot of students really excited to see their payloads fly. I know we have a lot of people watching here today, not just the students, but the families, representatives from Flight Opportunities, representatives from Future Engineers. Just want to pass it over to you to give a big welcome and a good morning to all our students.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for joining us. On the behalf of Flight Opportunities, we are so excited for you guys to come and join us. We are so excited for your payloads to be launching with us. The weather conditions look great, and thanks for being flexible and bearing with us as the weather kind of shifts around here. That's just a part of flight testing. We really want to make sure that everything is safe and that your payloads have the best opportunity to meet your mission success. So we're really excited, and we're looking forward to a really great flight test today.
Yeah, and I just want to add, a lot of these flight conditions are, mandated as a part of this long process of us getting ready for flight. I know there's, tell me about the flight conditions. Usually there's a cloud cover percentage that we're looking for, is that right?
Yeah.
What's our cloud cover percentage typically?
Yeah, so our requirement for cloud cover percentage is less than 30%, under 10,000 feet. So that means that all of your payloads that are monitoring video, looking at the ground, and seeing what the conditions look like, you guys are going to have the best view and not fully clouded over, since we'll be flying much higher, around 70 or 80,000 feet.
Right. And then we also have that wind condition, which I know Ethan mentioned before at our previous launch, was 5 knots. And I think we're feeling pretty good with that right now.
Yeah, the aerostat that we have looks great, and we were actually pretty good as far as surface conditions go. This past Monday, however, there were pretty large wind gusts that made it a little bit dangerous. So today, the wind gusts are pretty low. The winds on the surface are looking pretty low. So we're really excited. It's looking good.
Great. And if you look at the gondola behind us, you might see it looks a little bit different than last time. So we've made one improvement for our pre-flight integration setup. You can see there's actually some foil around the front of some of those payloads. And you might be going, why? And I figured I'd give On an opportunity to tell you guys a little bit of why we added that foil.
Yeah, so as we were sitting on the flight line for a long time on Monday, we noticed that some of your payloads were getting pretty hot, sometimes the microcontrollers don't quite behave when it gets too hot. So we decided to add a little bit of a thermal protection system, or TPS as we call it, the foil should be able to do a good job of reflecting a lot of the heat, especially as soon as the sun rises and they basically get blasted by the sun directly. So hopefully that'll mitigate some of the payloads getting a little bit of heat today, but hopefully we'll launch before the sun actually starts to soak your payload. So it'll be really, really, really good. Also scrappy with excellence.
Scrappy with excellence. I like that. Yeah, we make it happen here at TechRise. And I should say the sun is about to rise off in the horizon. I know you guys can't see it, but we're starting to see it almost peek through. I know when that sun rises, everyone's monitoring the wind conditions to see, make sure that they stay calm. But it's looking like a great morning to fly some payloads, and we're really, really excited to get your payloads up there into the stratosphere. I think, we'll talk later about the trajectory, but things are looking pretty similar. Still got a beautiful landscape for your payloads to see during flight. So really, really excited. I want to talk just one more minute about what's next for our payloads, because right now they're over there hanging tight, sitting pretty, but we're about to go into payload check. So Ann, why don't you give us a little overview of what that is?
Yeah, so we'll have our go, no-go poll with our worldview team. They're going to tell us whether we are ready to go or not. And once they give us the green light, turn on your payloads, check that they're functioning prior to sending them any data. We'll also pull the PBFs, the pull before flight tabs, and then we will send data to your payloads, double check that they are all receiving the data, and then we will basically keep them on and ready to go for flight. As soon as the payloads are released, then they get the launch command, and then once they hit 70,000 feet, they'll get the float command, and then basically before, at the end of the flight, 4 to 6 hours later, they will receive the termination command and basically power off at that point and get ready for descent.
Great stuff. So, I think what you can hear loud and clear is there's a lot of hard work that goes into getting your payloads up into the stratosphere. Obviously, that hard work started with the students, building these payloads so diligently. And then those payloads got shipped to us. They went through payload checkouts at Future Engineers with Claire, one of the TechRise mentors, went on to Tucson's headquarters for integration at the gondola there. And then they're here, and you can see the Worldview flight crew. They're going to be diligently preparing that balloon, and pretty shortly here you're going to see On, and you're going to see Lilia out there doing those green light checks for your payload. So lots of hard work going on here, and we're excited to get your payloads up into the stratosphere. So hang tight, watch the action, and we'll be back with some more updates. We are back with some updates. I am joined here today by Ethan Chaffee, who's the program manager at Worldview Enterprises, overseeing this NASA TechRise launch. So, Ethan, I know the skies are much better today. The wind is much better today.
Sure.
But I want to just take an opportunity to talk about this revised flight trajectory. I know, for our first launch, you gave a really great overview of, what the students might see and where this payload might go. So why don't you just tell us about the trajectory for today and if that's any different?
Yes, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us again today. Appreciate everyone coming back for our second launch attempt. Trajectories look pretty similar to what they did on Monday. So we're planning on launching here somewhere in between the next 30 minutes to an hour. We're just waiting for the winds to die down a little bit. As the sun comes up, you can see here it's much sunnier here than it was a little while ago. And so the air is heating up around us. It's causing a little bit of winds, but that's expected to die off here in the next 30 minutes or so. So once the balloon launches, it'll be traveling due east, maybe a little bit to the north of us. And then once it reaches the altitude of the stratosphere above 70,000 feet, the balloon will start to turn back west, and it'll come right back over us here at the airport and then head west. And we're planning on launching or recovering somewhere about 2 hours to the west of us. Our team will be departing here as soon as we launch the balloon to go and recover your payloads, and they'll bring it back here to the airport for us to hand it back over to future engineers and send it back to you for analysis.
So I think I want to dig in on this a little bit, because I think you heard Ethan mention that when it launches, it's going to go east, and it's basically, if you were to watch it like on a map, it's going to go this direction and then do like a hard U-turn,
Right.
And then for the rest of flight and most of flight be going due west. So why is that? Why when it goes up does it turn around, and is that something you guys do? Is that just something the weather does? Tell us about that.
So the balloons that we fly for this type of system fly with the wind. We're basically traveling at the same speed and direction as the winds. And so the wind between the ground here and where we're flying in the stratosphere are layered and varied in different directions and speeds. And so due to the weather patterns you normally see on the ground, those typically carry up to about 30 to 40,000 feet. And then we enter what's called the stratosphere. And so the winds usually vary based on the different conditions. There's heating effects, there's thermal effects, there's different types of geographical effects that all can happen that dictate what the winds are going to be doing. And so the predictions for right now with the forecasts are that the ground winds here are all traveling from the west to the east. And so that's the direction that the balloon will follow up until we reach that altitude of about 70,000 feet or so. And then because of the conditions of the weather today, the winds actually switch and move 180 degrees in the other direction to allow us to travel back west. And so if you're following along online, you'll be able to see the balloon traveling east and then do a hard U-turn all the way back to the west, and it'll come back across us, back to the west, and you'll recover to the west of us.
Got it. So it's really, really fascinating, because so if we're at ground level, we've got some winds going this way and some winds going this way, and you guys can essentially also dial in the balloon altitude to essentially steer it to where it needs to go. Is that correct?
To some degree on this balloon, how the balloon altitude is determined is based on the volume of the balloon and the mass of the balloon. So it's all based on the principle of buoyancy. And so based on the conditions of the mass of the balloon and the volume of the balloon, we'll determine what altitude we're going to be floating at. And so we can vary that a little bit with this system, but mostly it's fixed based on the launch conditions. And so it'll descend through those profiles, and we'll be able to track and monitor the trajectories based on those forecasts. And so we've planned out a very meticulous trajectory for this operation to allow a safe and responsible recovery so that we can get all the payloads back on time.
Great. So I want to talk a little bit about sort of the setup that everyone sees behind us. I know yesterday you gave a bit of an overview, but I want to start with the flight vehicle itself, because when you look at that flight vehicle, obviously there's some foil on it right now, but when you look at the flight vehicle, there's kind of the ring of the payloads all at the top, but below it you can see sort of just like some bags hanging down and some other stuff. So why don't you talk a little bit about the flight vehicle in a little more detail about what's over there?
No problem. So this is our flight vehicle for TechRise. It's designed to house up to 30 different payloads. This year we're flying 25. So the great team of engineers at Worldview designed this payload specifically for this operation. And so it's a circle that allows the payloads to have a view outward of the horizon during the flight and downward so you can get a nice view of the ground. I know a lot of you are flying cameras, so you're going to get a great view of the different terrain that's around us and be able to support the system and conduct your experiments. So there's a couple different elements that are important for this flight. The first one is the avionics system. So that allows us to track the balloon. It provides command and control of the system, and it provides the data for your experiments. So when you get your payloads back, you have those SD cards that are full of data that's being transmitted from our vehicle. Then we have the different antennas that are hanging from below. So you'll see different things hanging below the balloon and the vehicle. Those are connected to satellites, so allows for communications and a GPS signal that gives us the position of the balloon, allows us to send telemetry and commands, and so we can control the balloon as it's flying. Then we have below the balloon, or excuse me, below the vehicle is a foam pad that allows us to land really softly when we're coming down. So the way that the termination process works on our vehicle is we cut the vehicle away from the balloon, and that deploys a parachute that gently lowers the vehicle back to the ground. And when it lands on that foam pad and it attenuates all of that speed as it's coming down, so it gets a nice soft landing, protects all those payloads from during the recovery process.
Great, awesome. And then hanging down there below, what are those
Oh,
as
yes,
well?
thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the reminder. Yes. So we have bags that are hanging below the vehicle. Those are called ballast bags, and so basically they're filled with very small metal balls that we call shot, and so that allows us to control the altitude of the balloon a little bit. So if we need to fly a little bit higher, we can drop that mass of the system so that we can go a little bit higher, and it kind of helps us to compensate if we lose any gas or need to change altitudes to a certain degree. And so once the determination process begins, we drop all of that material, so we get rid of that weight, and allows us to land a lot more softly because we're not carrying all that excessive weight. And so these balls are like really, really small. Think of like sand grains almost. And so when we drop it, there's no danger to people on the ground. They come down really, really lightly. You wouldn't even notice it if you were standing below the vehicle. So that's sort of like a limiting control factor for us to be able to control the balloon during that operational process.
Awesome. Love, love, love all of these details. And you can tell, clearly this is a very sophisticated flight operation. And it's just such an incredible opportunity for the students to be able to be on board this flight. So you guys know now a lot more about the flight vehicle. Also, I know sometimes we call it the gondola. And then why don't you just give us a little overview about, the layout of the balloon.
Sure.
And we'll get some more details. And
Excellent.
we'll take a pause while we get ready for flight.
Yeah, so I'll cover everything that's sort of above the vehicle right now. So you can see along the line, it goes up over what we call this cheese wedge. That's that green sort of triangular shape object. And then the parachute is the white line behind us there with the red wrapping around it. And then to my right is where the balloon actually is. So we go down the flight line and then over what's called a spool. And that spool allows us to control the inflation process so the balloon doesn't fly away until we want it to. And so the balloon envelope will be inflated with helium. That allows us to create lift and lift the balloon into the air. And so we'll get this really big bubble as we add gas to it, and it creates this nice inflation, and then we'll release the balloon. And so all along the flight line here is the length of the balloon. It's about 30 to 35 meters long. So we inflate that whole thing with gas. Only part of it, though, is inflated here on the ground because as the balloon raises in altitude, the pressure gets lower around us and allows that gas to expand. So the balloon's going to get a lot bigger. It's about 20 times bigger here on the ground, up in the air, than it is here on the ground when it's fully inflated.
Great stuff. All right, you have a lot to look forward to, and you can watch the action. And now you know all of the tech and all of the engineering involved with this really fantastic flight we're about to see. The sun is coming up, and we are getting closer to a time for launch. So we're just going to keep monitoring that weather. So hang tight. Just keep watching the action, and we'll be back with some updates soon. All right, we good? All right. All right, so we have some exciting news. I am here with Lilia, who's the technical lead for TechRise from NASA's Flight Opportunities Program. Lilia, we just had some exciting stuff happening over there. Why don't you tell the students what just happened?
Yeah, absolutely. We went through our final integration and testing for your payloads. We pulled all your purple floor flight headers over here. We went through and we sent powered up the vehicle, powered up your payloads, checked out everything was powering up as it should be. And then we went through and we initiated our data stream and we made sure that each payload is receiving data and looks good to go. And we've got green lights all around. We are good for launch.
Woohoo! Green lights mean go. So from a payload perspective, the payloads are ready for launch. So now you're going to start to see a lot more action from the Worldview flight crew as they prepare this balloon. We're going to be going into balloon fill in a little bit. I know Ethan gave you a little primer of what you're going to see behind us here, but we'll come back here shortly and tell you a little bit more about balloon fill. But this is the exciting time to just sit back and start to watch all of this unfold. And your payloads right there are about to go up into the stratosphere, and they're already collecting data right now. It's a very exciting moment. You should be very proud to have gotten to this point. So stay tuned. We'll give you some more updates shortly. All right, so I know you guys have been very patient and there's been, a bit of waiting, but now things are going and they are going fast. So I'm back here with Ethan, who's going to talk to us about all these next steps for balloon fill. So Ethan, what's going on behind us with the flight crew?
Yes, as you know, things are going to move very fast now, so our team is getting in position to start our inflation process. So what that means for us is that the payloads are completely checked out, the vehicle is ready to go, and the winds are all cooperating, so we're ready for launch. And so what's going to happen now is the team is doing the final preparations on the balloon. They're getting what's called our inflation tube extended out to our truck. You can see the helium truck behind me. And so we're going to be pumping helium from that truck into the balloon through our inflation tube. It goes pretty fast. It'll probably take between 15 to 20 minutes to pump enough helium into the balloon for it to get ready to go. And so as we're adding helium to the balloon, that bubble is going to get really, really big, really big. It starts off on the ground because there's not enough helium in there to lift the envelope yet. But once we get more helium in there, you'll see it start to stand up. And our team will be holding it down, trying to keep it back. And it'll reach a point when there's so much helium in there they just can't hold it back anymore. And at that point, they'll release the bubble and it'll fully stand and it's able to support itself. At that point, we'll continue the inflation process. We'll pump all the helium in there, and then you'll hear the helium start to slow down. We'll finish our inflation process, and then we'll do our final pull for ready for launch. At that point, things are going to be moving pretty fast. The balloon will stand up, they'll release the vehicle, and then off it goes.
Exciting stuff. All right, so we're about to watch this balloon inflate. It's going to start like this, and then eventually it's going to, boom, very quickly go up. And we're just going to sit back and watch just like you guys. So enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. You have earned this moment. And, you know, we're excited just to be watching along to see what Worldview does best, which is launch these balloons into the stratosphere. So, we're going to just get off camera now, and you can watch, and you're going to be watching all the way through launch. your payloads are off to the stratosphere. Oh my gosh, that was an incredible launch. Woo! Congratulations. Woo! Big round of applause. It's been an exciting day here. Thanks for your patience. But that was a perfect launch. That was phenomenal. Tell us about the launch. Beyond that, it was perfect.
Yeah, everything did a great job. Our winds were a little high, but it was perfect. It was right in line. The balloon got off great. Now, as expected, it's traveling to the east. It's ascending pretty fast, and then it will pretty soon hit our float altitude, head back west, and be on our way.
Awesome. On, how does it feel?
This is so awesome. We were working so hard for it. You guys did all the hard work, and we just put it in there. Hopefully, you guys will have some awesome data. And on the behalf of Flight Opportunities, thank you, and thanks to our thanks to our Worldview crew and future engineers for making this happen.
Love it. Lilia, how does it feel?
It feels amazing. We are so excited to see it go up. We are so excited for you to get your payloads back and collect all that data and start going through your analysis. We can't wait. Congratulations, everyone.
We are so incredibly proud of you. So thank you to NASA's Flight Opportunities Program. Thank you to Worldview. Thank you to the entire Future Engineers team. And of course, thank you to our students for building phenomenal payloads that are up there collecting data right now. It's an accomplishment even just to get here, have your payload be launched. We're excited to see what you get in that data when you get it back. But for now, they have about a 4 to 6 hour flight up there. And you saw from the feed the beautiful views that your payloads have right now. So congratulations again. Thank you to everyone involved. And it was a fantastic launch. Thank you and have a great rest of your day. Signing out. Bye.